The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. By the cover, can we guess what's going to happen? They're all staring out the door, and the young man is looking out the peephole. It's like they're anticipating something. Let's see what it is. Well, the story starts with Mom and a pan of chocolate chip cookies. "I've made some cookies for tea," said Mom. "Good," said Victoria and Sam. "We're starving." "Share them between yourselves," said Mom. "I made plenty." "That's 6 each," said Sam and Victoria. "They look as good as Grandma's," said Victoria. "They smell as good as Grandma's," said Sam. "No one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. "Come in," said Ma. "You can share the cookies." Mom opens the door and lets them in. "That's 3 each," said Sam and Victoria. "They smell as good as your grandma's," said Tom. "And look as good," said Hannah. "I wonder how they knew." "You're right, because they probably smelled and tasted Grandma's cookies before." "No one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Peter and his little brother. "Come in," said Ma. "You can share the cookies." Everybody still looks happy. "That's 2 each," said Victoria and Sam. "They look as good as your grandma's," said Pete, "and smell as good." So 2 more people who've probably had Grandma's cookies and tasted them. "Nobody makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma, as, you're right, the doorbell rang. It was Joy and Simon and their 4 cousins. "Come in," said Ma. "You can share the cookies." That's a lot more people that have come to have cookies. "That's 1 each," said Sam and Victoria. "They smell as good as your grandma's," said Joy. "And look as good," said Simon. "No one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma, as the doorbell rang. Right, that's exactly what happened. The doorbell rang again. Do you want to guess to see who it could be? Let's see. Well, nobody jumped up because it rang again, because each person had 1 cookie already and the plate is empty. "Oh dear," said Mom, as the children stared at the cookies on their plate. "Perhaps you better eat them before we open the door." Which sounds like a good idea, but then Sam says, "We'll wait," said Sam. It was Grandma with an enormous tray of cookies. "How nice to have so many friends to share them with," said Grandma. "It's a good thing I made a lot of them." And so Mom made 1 plate. Grandma made a huge pan full of cookies. And so not only will the kids have their cookies, but there's enough for them to get a second and maybe even a third. In comes Grandma. "And no one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma, as the doorbell rang. The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. A great book